You're traveling through another dimension. Not one of sight or sound, but of entitlement, delusion, and emboldened ignorance. A journey into a world where a family outing to a McDonald's turns into a horrible instance of theft, assault and racial harassment. You've just crossed into the minority zone. A Middle Eastern Indian family, mom, dad and 2 kids are sitting down at McDonald's to enjoy some family time and a meal. Maybe a couple of burgers and a couple of Happy Meals, nuggets, fries and so on. But nothing could prepare them for what was about to happen. In comes Marcus Harper. A 22-year-old white male. He walks up to their table, uninvited, unhinged, emboldened and fueled by that Karen-esque white privilege bubbling over in his gut, with a hunger for more than just food. He reaches out and helps himself to some of their food and then just walks away like nothing happened. Now, I can just imagine that this took the family by utter surprise and they may have been shocked and in disbelief as to what just happened. But folks, he wasn't done yet. He returned, walked up behind the mother, and slapped her across the face. I don't know what exactly happened that caused him to do that. I can only guess that she questioned him about why he took their food in the first place. Which just about anyone would do because really, who does that? I suspect that enraged him even more because how dare she question him. After slapping the mother he made sure that even the kids got the message, because he then threw a sauce packet at the 9-year-old girl. And just in case there was any confusion about why he was doing all of it, he made it crystal clear when he shouted,
"You Indians need to go back to your country."
There it is. The quiet part, screamed out loud. When the cops caught up with Harper, he didn't deny it. He said that the dad gave him a weird feeling. He said he blacked out. I think here, he is trying to set up the insanity defense for when this goes to court. In his mind, apparently, that slap wasn't an assault, it was some kind of divine suggestion. You know, the dad made me do it. But this isn't just about one unhinged man in a McDonald's in Fremont, California. This is about the climate that makes a person like him feel powerful, safe, justified and bold enough to do something like that. Stuff like that stopped being blatantly practiced after the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The feeling and the sentiment did not go away, but it was not practiced openly for fear of being arrested. But enter Donald Trump. This is what happens when a president builds a brand on division and launches his campaign by targeting all migrants, whether they are legal or not, labeling them criminals for following existing laws in their pursuit of asylum. When he refers to certain countries that have predominantly people of color as shithole countries and other countries with predominantly white people as good countries.
The president was meeting with a bipartisan group of lawmakers Thursday at the White House when he asked about people from Haiti and Africa, saying, "Why do we want these people from all these S-hole countries here?" before suggesting the U.S. should have more people from places like Norway.
When he does everything in his power to reverse or erase any progress made toward equality for minorities, impose executive orders to suppress the honest telling of the black experience throughout the history of the United States, demonizing this awareness, referred to as being woke by falsely claiming it will cause white children to hate themselves when in reality, this education would simply inform them of the atrocities committed by their forefathers, giving them unvarnished truth so that they may choose not to repeat the mistakes of the past. But he, along with the so-called Republicans, would rather cling to a whitewashed version of history, one that paints their ancestors as the sole heroes, scholars, and inventors of everything we know and use today. A version that serves only to perpetuate the fallacy that white people are inherently superior to every other race by birth. Trump didn't invent racism, but he gave it a microphone, a stage, and Secret Service protection. Now we're living in a country where racists don't whisper anymore. They shout in public. They attack mothers in front of their children and say things they used to only post in comment sections. This is what happens when hate becomes mainstream. When violence becomes casual. When calling out someone's skin color becomes a political statement instead of a crime. And somehow, the people committing these acts believe they're the real Americans. As if patriotism means domination. As if freedom means silence, for everyone else. So now the question is, how many more McDonald's moments do we need? How many more families have to be reminded that no matter how American they are, someone out there still wants them to go back? You've seen the signs. You've heard the rhetoric. And now, it's at your neighborhood fast food joint. And to all the minorities that think that they are somehow better than the African descendants, Let this be a reminder that, just because you think you are more white adjacent doesn't exempt you from the same vitriol that the African descendants have faced for hundreds of years. And maybe some more of you all need to experience it firsthand for you to truly understand what it feels like. This isn't just a story. This is the America that blacks have always lived and fought against with blood, sweat and tears, and all the hard work that the black forefathers and mothers did is now being systematically dismantled by Trump and the so-called Republicans. Welcome to the Minority Zone, where it takes a slap from a white racist to wake your asses up to reality.